Hello Internet, welcome to another fun-filled voyage upon the complaint train. I really need to buy a conductor's uniform so that I can conduct myself better like in these video intros, but either way, let's get this thing started. Starting this off, we have a very interesting game which is called Omori. Like, there's a trailer for it, and the game specifically looks somewhat like, I want to say something like Earthbound, but just but more has a more cartoony like art book or some type of like illustration type of art style with it. It looks super amazing. It looks really fun. However, the funny thing about the game though, Omori, is that on one hand it looks like a very kind-hearted game, but then once you get to the end of the trailer, everything kind of twists and turns and looks more like some type of evil like game, especially since most likely I think that the whole theme of the game is supposed to be about like dreams and how that they can affect us and everything, or at least that's what I'm pulling from the trailer anyway. I actually really like its look and its art style, but until we get our hands on it, we won't necessarily really get a full glimpse upon what this game is. I mean, again, last year we had Undertale. Hopefully this could probably like shine like a whole brand new light upon like how gamers see the games they play and everything. So that is something. Moving on to our next story, however. Moving on, Hideaki Itsuno to announce a new game in 2017. Now, most people who don't know, Hideaki Itsuno is basically the man who directed both Devil May Cry and also Dragon's Dogma. And based upon his tweet, since the Devil May Cry 15th anniversary series was recently celebrated, people are actually speculating that because of his tweet, which is Happy New Year, I exert myself in order to announce a new game this year. Thank you. Because of that tweet, they are assuming that Devil May Cry 5 is coming out. And I'm kind of on the fence here because yes, I do want another Devil May Cry game, but again, I'm also kind of scared that people are going to try and use this as a platform to talk down about the Ninja Theory game, in which that they said that they didn't like because again, it was too easy. But that's pretty much what I gotta say about that, because again, I do hope that Devil May Cry 5 comes out, and if you can't wait for that, go out and get Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. I have it, and the game is amazing. I have to platinum that, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So, moving on to the next story. So Valve is in hot water as Valve has been ordered to pay $3 million for violating Australia's consumer laws. And what are Australia's consumer laws? Let me sum that up for you as quickly as I can. That is, under the Australian law, all consumer goods and services must come with automatic customer guarantee that say that they are of acceptable quality and fit for purpose for which they were sold. If they are not, consumers have the right to a remedy, which may include a refund, repair, or replacement in certain circumstances. These consumer rights cannot be excluded, restricted, or modified. Now, what does that necessarily mean? This means that what Steam was doing before they kind of did their whole refund policy, and I believe Arkham Knight was pretty much like I think people have been talking about getting refunds like through Steam for like a long while, but Arkham Knight was like it was basically the straw that broke the camel's back, because again, it was a busted game that nobody could get running, nobody could play it, and it was busted upon every single front. So they got their refunds through that, and then I believe that's when Steam said, okay, now everybody gets a refund. You get like a 30-day refund trial, or not necessarily trial, but like you get a 30-day window to basically return the game for pretty much whatever reason. If you don't like it, return it. If it's busted, return it. If you can't get it to run, return it. Do it. And I think the thing that's kind of biting them now is the fact that Australia was kind of pulling them say was kind of getting them for just about every single thing that happened before they implemented this. Because again, they only implemented that back in 2016, or was it 15? I think it was 2015 that they actually did it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that they kind of fixed that then and was like, okay, you said all that time before this that you did that, you have to pay out like upwards of $3 million, which I believe in American dollars that's 2.15 million, which is a lot of effing money. So pretty much, what do they have to do now? Well, along with the fine, they now have to put up a giant notice. I believe that this is up on the Australian side, but like important notice about consumer rights in Australia. They have to post that up on the top of their Steam page to let everybody know. I think that's only in Australia though, but I could be wrong. But and also the Valve employees will have to take a Australian law commerce program. And one thing that may nobody in Valve has been sentenced to a booting. Okay, if you don't know what a booting is, and believe me, I don't. I'm only going off of The Simpsons here. That's when you kind of do somebody like in Australia wrong, and they have to kick you in the ass. That's pretty much like what that is. You know, basically now, like, man, the cartoon thing now of like you getting kicked in the ass and shit, and then they fly into the air is virtually that. Now it's not like what you would expect from off of Boondocks, where a man like runs up on you with a fucking metal shoe, but still, I mean, I would think that somebody standing behind you kicking you in the ass, that's gonna hurt. But let's move on to our next story though. This one's also a really fun one, which is for $2,000, this half-scale Luden statue. It could be yours. The thing like of the Kojima Productions, I believe it's their brand new mascot. You actually get a 63-inch tall half-scale statue of the Kojima Productions Luden's mascot, Luden's, which basically the Sideshow Collectible has open pre-order for as a luxury item, and pretty much you can have it for $2,000. You also and the interesting thing about it is that it's even signed by Hideo Kojima. Now, should you purchase this? I don't know, but it looks amazing though. I mean, it is a pretty cool ass character. I really like him. You know, this dude, like in his, I believe it's space Spartan armor or some shit like that, or it looks like just like a base space suit. But like it looks fucking amazing, like especially like with how they do the helmet. You know, but that's a little fun. You know, let's move on to the final one. Now, this is our final story, and it's actually fun and quirky, and it's a pilot episode of the canceled live-action Tramua Team TV series surfaces. And I never thought that something like that could probably be a TV... Well, actually, I kind of did think that something like that could be a TV series, because, again, it's Trauma Center. They have a whole bunch of quirky characters. You like them all. And of course, even though the game may be, you know, centered around you, like, doing surgery and everything, I can still see something like that, give or take, like with the characters and everything, of it sort of being a drama series about 4 young medical prodigies, you know, who are forced to work like in this, who are worked to become vigilante doctors and everything. Like, it's cool. I like it, you know. But then again, you know, like most series like this, it's very difficult to say like if they would have made it or not, because again, this is sort of like looking at like a TV series of a video game in which that has a very similar story, which has the story of the video game just stretched across like a long like TV series. I mean, again, like I can look at the Persona films and like Persona 4 Gold, not Persona 4 Golden, the TV, the animation, Persona 4, the animation, and look at that and say, well, yeah, they did a good job of packing all that together. But I really can't say so much for games like Trauma Center or or Trauma Team, or things or other things of that nature, because again, Persona actually kind of had a cut in beginning and end, a beginning, middle, and end. Things like what I want to say, like other video game stories such as Phoenix Wright, like that's a bit like that one's very difficult to kind of look at it and be like, okay, this has a beginning, middle, and end. And it's very difficult to say that, because those stories because they kind of do the thing of wrapping up like a mission in like 1 or 2 episodes. So that's something. But until then, we have reached our destination. I will see you on the next complaint train. And please have a good day. And please keep watching anime, keep playing video games, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. I love One Piece. I love One Piece. I love it, but. And also, give or take, with this chapter is actually really making me like Reiji a lot, because actually I really do like Reiji a lot. Something about how she sort of reacts to the whole thing of Sanji giving her like the whole news about, wait a second, okay, what happened? She wakes up with her memory loss, and then Sanji tells her literally what happened. And her reaction to this entire thing is, well,